Welcome in, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into somatic exercises.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of you are really into holistic well-being, and I think
Yeah,
you'll find this super interesting.
definitely.
Our main source today is Dr. Danielle Griffin's book,
Okay.
Somatic Exercise Made Simple. It's really cool
Yeah.
because it's got all these techniques
Right.
that you can just start using at home.
Awesome.
And it's for all levels, so it doesn't matter if you're,
Okay.
a beginner or you've been doing this for a while.
Gotcha.
It even has a 28-day guide to help you build a routine.
Oh, nice.
But before we get into all the specifics of how to do these exercises,
Yeah,
I want to bring in our expert to help us understand
Hmm.
the why behind it all.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so much buzz around somatic exercises these days.
right.
And for good reason, they offer a really unique approach to movement and well-being that goes way beyond just like your typical workout.
So then what exactly are somatic exercises?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I've heard the term,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still not totally clear
Okay.
on what makes them different from, say, yoga or strength training.
So I think the key difference is really the focus on awareness
Okay.
and retraining your nervous system for healthier movement.
Hmm.
So think of it this way. In traditional exercise,
Yeah.
the goal is often to achieve a certain pose or lift a certain weight.
Mm-hmm.
But with somatic exercises, it's all about tuning into your body and noticing
Interesting.
how it feels during the movement.
Okay.
Dr. Griffin uses this great analogy in her book.
Okay.
She compares it to being a dancer.
Oh.
They're not just going through the motions.
Okay.
They're so aware of every muscle and every joint.
Yeah.
It's about being fully immersed in the experience.
So it's about moving with intention,
Yes.
really being present in your body.
Exactly. And that's where the nervous system piece comes in,
Okay.
because our modern lives,
Yeah.
they're just full of stress. And that can cause our nervous systems to be
Right.
kind of stuck in this state of tension,
Mm-hmm.
even when we don't even realize it.
Yeah.
That's where somatic exercises can be so helpful.
Okay.
They help us tap into our parasympathetic nervous system,
Mm.
which is responsible for rest, relaxation, and repair.
It's like hitting the reset button on our stress response.
Exactly.
I remember reading in the book
Yeah.
that our modern lifestyle is like a car stuck in high gear,
Oh, yeah.
constantly revving, but never getting a chance to cool down.
Mm.
Is that where this vagus nerve everyone's talking about comes in?
You got it.
Okay.
The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your body,
Wow.
and it's super important for regulating your parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
So when we stimulate the vagus nerve through somatic exercises,
Mhm.
it's like we're telling our bodies to relax,
Interesting.
ease off the gas pedal, and shift into a more restful state.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So how exactly do these exercises
Yeah.
help us activate this vagus nerve and calm our nervous systems?
One of the most powerful tools is actually incredibly simple.
Okay.
It's your breath.
Oh.
Deep diaphragmatic breathing
Right.
is
Yes.
a cornerstone of somatic practice,
Gotcha.
and it's something you can start doing right now.
Oh, I love easy to implement techniques.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how this diaphragmatic breathing works.
Sure. So it's all about engaging your diaphragm. That's
Mm.
that dome-shaped muscle that sits beneath your lungs.
Okay.
When you inhale deeply,
Yeah.
your diaphragm contracts and flattens,
Ah,
drawing air into your lungs
okay.
and gently massaging your vagus nerve.
Interesting.
Then as you exhale slowly, your diaphragm relaxes.
Mm-hmm.
And this sends signals to your brain to chill out.
Wow. So something as simple as breathing
Yeah.
actually has a direct impact
They can.
on our nervous system and stress levels.
That's right.
That's pretty incredible.
And the great thing is
Yeah.
you don't need any special equipment or a fancy studio. You can practice diaphragmatic breathing anywhere, anytime.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be trying that out.
Yeah.
But breathing aside, are there other types of somatic exercises that
Yeah.
are particularly helpful for calming the nervous system and tapping into that relaxation response?
Absolutely. Gentle neck stretches are another great option.
Okay.
Think slow, mindful tilts and rotations,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on releasing tension in the muscles around your neck and shoulders.
It seems like mindfulness is a big part of what makes
It is.
these exercises somatic, right?
Yeah.
It's not just going through the motion.
Exactly.
It's about being fully present in your body
You hit the nail on the head.
and really tuning into those subtle sensations.
That's what sets somatic exercises apart from other forms of movement.
Okay.
It's not just about strengthening your muscles or improving your flexibility.
Great.
It's about cultivating a deeper awareness of your body and how it moves.
I'm curious about the science behind all of this.
Okay.
The book mentioned some studies showing that somatic exercises can actually reduce stress and chronic pain.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. There's a growing body of research that supports
Uh-huh.
the effectiveness of somatic exercises
Oh.
for both physical and mental well-being.
Interesting.
For example, a study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies
Okay.
found that somatic exercises significantly reduce stress levels in participants.
Mm-hmm.
And another study in the Clinical Journal of Pain
Yeah.
showed that these exercises can be helpful in managing chronic pain.
That's really encouraging.
Yeah.
Sounds like these exercises
Yeah.
aren't just some new age fad.
No.
There's actual scientific evidence
Right.
to back up their benefit.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating is that somatic exercises
Okay.
don't just address the symptoms.
Right.
They help to retrain your nervous system,
Mm-hmm.
which can have a lasting impact on your overall health and well-being.
So it's a more holistic approach,
Yes,
tackling the root cause of the problem,
exactly.
rather than just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Precisely. And that's what makes these exercises so powerful.
Okay.
They empower you to take control of your own health and well-being
Yeah.
by tapping into your body's innate healing capacity.
I love that. It's all about empowering ourselves to feel better in our own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've talked about the nervous system,
Right.
the vagus nerve,
Yeah.
and the importance of mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the book also delves into specific exercises
Mm.
for addressing
Yeah.
everyday issues like neck and shoulder tension,
Yeah,
lower back pain, and even joint mobility.
definitely.
Let's unpack that next.
Sounds good to me. Let's explore how somatic exercises can
Okay.
help us feel better in our everyday lives.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think so many of us
Yeah.
struggle with like
Mm.
everyday aches and pains,
Right.
whether it's from, sitting at a desk all day
Totally.
or just like the general wear and tear of life.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to hear
Uh-huh.
how somatic exercises can help with those kinds of things.
It's amazing how much relief you can find
Yeah.
through these gentle, targeted movements.
Yep.
Dr. Griffin spends a good chunk of the book talking about
Mm,
common problem areas.
right.
And what I think is really interesting is that
Okay.
the solutions are often like subtle shifts in how you move
Mm.
rather than strenuous exercise.
Okay. You've definitely piqued my curiosity.
Okay, good.
Let's start with the bane of my existence.
Okay.
Neck and shoulder tension.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not alone in feeling like I
Well-
carry all my stress in my shoulders.
You're definitely not alone there.
Ugh.
And that's a perfect example of how somatic exercises can help.
Okay.
So instead of like aggressively trying to stretch out those tight muscles, which can sometimes backfire,
Right.
the book focuses on exercises that help you
Mm.
retrain those muscles to release tension naturally.
That sounds way more sustainable than
Yeah.
just cracking my neck every hour.
Exactly.
What are some examples of these tension-releasing exercises?
One that she highlights is the shoulder roll.
Okay.
It might sound simple, but when
Mhm.
you do it mindfully,
Yeah.
paying attention to the subtle movements
Okay.
of your shoulder blades and your spine,
Yeah.
it can work wonders.
Okay, walk me through it. I'm ready to release some tension.
All right, so imagine you're trying to draw smooth circles with your shoulders,
Okay.
first rolling them forward and up, then
Mhm.
back and down.
Mm-hmm.
As you do this,
Yeah.
focus on keeping your neck relaxed
Okay.
and your breath flowing.
Gotcha.
It's a great way to counteract that hunched over posture we all tend to get
Right.
when we're stressed or working on a computer.
I can already feel my shoulders relaxing
sure.
just thinking about it.
I love it.
What about lower back pain?
Oh, yeah.
That's another issue that plagues so many people.
Lower back pain is incredibly common.
Yeah.
And again, somatic exercises offer this unique approach to finding relief. One technique she recommends is the pelvic tilt.
Okay.
It's subtle,
Yeah.
but it can help to realign your pelvis and release tension in those surrounding muscles.
I'm intrigued. How does this pelvic tilt work?
So imagine you have a clock face
Okay.
on your lower abdomen.
Uh-huh.
As you inhale,
Yeah.
gently tilt your pelvis forward,
Okay.
as if you're moving towards 12 o'clock on the clock.
Gotcha.
Then as you exhale, tilt your pelvis back towards 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's a small movement,
Mm-hmm.
but it helps to retrain your core muscles
Yeah.
and promote better alignment in your spine.
It sounds so simple.
Yeah.
Yet I can see how it would
Right, yeah.
engage those deep core muscles that are so important for supporting your back.
It's not about doing a bunch of crunches.
Right.
It's about finding these subtle movements that help you connect with your body
Yeah.
and release tension in a more mindful way.
Okay, what about something for those of us who are feeling a bit creaky in the joints? I swear my knees are starting to sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies.
I love it. Well, joint mobility is so important,
It is.
especially as we age.
Yeah.
And the great thing about somatic exercises is
Okay.
that they can help to improve flexibility and range of motion
Okay.
without putting a lot of stress on your joints.
That's music to my ears.
I bet.
What are some joint-friendly exercises we can try?
One that she recommends is the seated knee lift.
Okay.
You can do it right in your chair.
Oh, nice.
Just sit with your feet flat on the floor and then slowly lift one knee up towards your chest,
Yeah,
holding it for a few seconds before gently lowering it back down.
I love that you can do that one pretty much anywhere.
I know, right?
Are there any other joint mobilizing movements
Oh, yeah.
recommend?
Absolutely. Arm circles are another great one.
Okay.
They're fantastic for warming up the shoulders
Yeah.
and improving mobility in the upper body.
Yeah.
You can do them standing or sitting. Just
Yeah.
extend your arms out to the sides. Uh-huh.
And slowly make circles,
Mhm.
first in one direction and then the other.
It's amazing how these simple movements
Yeah.
can make such a difference.
That's the beauty of somatic exercises.
Yeah.
They're accessible to just about everyone,
Mhm.
regardless of your age or fitness level.
Okay, so we've covered exercises for neck and shoulder tension,
Right.
lower back pain, and joint mobility.
Uh-huh.
What other everyday issues can somatic exercises help with?
The applications are really quite broad.
Okay.
The book delves into techniques for headaches,
Mm-hmm.
hip pain,
Mm.
even digestive issues.
Wow.
And what's fascinating is that the underlying principle
Yeah.
is often the same.
Okay.
Using mindful movement to release tension,
Uh-huh.
improve alignment,
Yeah.
and retrain your nervous system to function more optimally.
It's like giving your body a tune-up from the inside out.
I love that.
And one of the key things to remember is that
Mhm.
consistency is key.
It is.
It's not about doing these exercises once. Yeah.
And expecting a miracle cure.
Yeah.
It's about making them a regular part of your routine,
Exactly.
even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Even a few minutes can make a difference.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like anything else.
Yeah.
You have to put in the time and effort
Uh,
to see results.
right. But the good news is
Yeah.
that even a little bit of somatic practice can go a long way. And the more you do it,
Yeah.
the more you'll start to tune in to your body's signals
Okay.
and notice those subtle shifts
Hmm.
that can make a big difference in how you feel.
You mentioned the importance of building a somatic lifestyle earlier.
I did.
What does that look like in practice?
Yeah, that's a great question.
How can we integrate these principles
Wow.
into our daily routines,
Yeah.
especially when life gets so busy?
That's something that Dr. Griffin talks about a lot in the book.
Okay.
One of the key takeaways is that
Right.
it doesn't have to be complicated. It's about finding small ways to bring mindfulness and movement
Okay.
into your day,
Yeah.
even if you only have a few minutes to spare.
Okay. I'm all about those bite-sized wellness tips.
Me too.
Give me some examples.
So for busy professionals,
Okay.
the book suggests incorporating short somatic breaks
Uh-huh.
throughout the workday.
Play it.
So instead of just like mindlessly scrolling through social media during your break,
Right.
try a few minutes of diaphragmatic breathing or
Yeah.
some gentle stretches at your desk.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
I often find myself feeling stiff and sluggish
Mm-hmm.
after sitting for hours on end.
Yeah.
A few minutes of mindful movement would definitely help
Right.
to break up the day and re-energize me.
For sure.
What about those of us who are constantly on the go?
Yeah.
Are there any somatic exercises we can do while traveling?
Absolutely. The beauty of somatic exercises is that they're often very adaptable.
Yeah.
The book suggests simple stretches that you can do in your seat,
Okay.
on a plane or train,
Right.
or even while waiting in line at the airport.
Gotcha.
One example is the seated cat-cow stretch,
Okay.
which helps to gently mobilize your spine
Mm.
and release tension in your back.
That's genius.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to remember that
Right.
next time I'm stuck on a long flight.
yeah.
What about incorporating somatic exercises
Yeah.
into a morning routine?
Oh, yeah?
I'm always looking for ways to
Yeah.
start my day feeling more energized and grounded.
That's a great goal. The book has a whole section on
Yeah.
morning somatic practices, and
Yeah.
one of the key suggestions is to replace that sluggishness with a simple standing stretch.
Okay.
It's just a gentle way to kind of wake up your body
Yeah.
and get your energy flowing.
Wow.
You can also try a dynamic forward fold,
Okay.
hinging at your hips and letting your upper body hang loosely.
Gotcha.
It's a great way to release tension in your back and hamstrings and
Yeah.
get your circulation going.
I can see how that would help to shake off the cobwebs
Right.
and get you ready to face the day.
Exactly.
What about winding down in the evening?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Are there somatic exercises that can help promote better sleep?
Absolutely. The book suggests incorporating gentle restorative poses into your evening routine. Child's pose is a great option
Yeah.
for calming the nervous system and releasing tension
Okay.
in the back and hips.
Gotcha.
And then reclining bound angle pose,
Okay.
where you lie on your back with the soles of your feet together
Yeah.
and your knees open out to the sides.
Mm.
That's wonderful for opening up the hips and promoting relaxation.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm going to be trying out all of these.
Good.
It's amazing how somatic exercises
Yeah.
can be woven into every aspect of our lives,
It is.
from waking up to winding down.
It's all about finding what works for you
Right.
and making it sustainable.
Yeah.
Somatic exercises should feel good,
Mhm.
not like a chore.
This is all so inspiring.
Good. I'm glad.
But I imagine that for someone who's
Yeah.
just starting out with somatic exercises, it can feel a bit overwhelming to know where to begin.
Right.
The book mentions creating a personalized plan.
It does.
Can you walk us through that?
Absolutely. That's where chapter 8 comes in.
Okay.
It's all about finding what works best for you and your individual needs.
Okay, let's dive into that.
Okay.
What are the first steps
Yeah.
in creating a personalized somatic practice?
So the first step is to assess your needs and your goals.
Okay.
What are you hoping to achieve
Yeah.
through somatic exercise?
Mhm.
Are you primarily focused on stress reduction,
Okay.
pain management, improved mobility,
Right.
or maybe a combination of these?
Yeah.
Once you have a clear sense of what you're working towards,
Mhm.
you can start to explore the specific exercises and techniques
Okay.
that resonate with you.
That makes sense. It's like setting any other goal.
It is.
You need to have a clear destination in mind
Yeah.
before you can map out the route.
Exactly.
What comes after
Okay.
identifying your goals?
Next, think about
Yeah.
how much time you realistically have to devote to your practice.
Okay.
The beauty of somatic exercises is that they can be incredibly effective even in short bursts.
Okay.
Even 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a difference.
That's encouraging. I know a lot of people might feel intimidated
Right.
by the idea of adding yet another thing
Yeah.
to their already packed schedules.
Exactly. So it's important to be realistic and start small.
Yeah.
You can always gradually increase
Okay.
the duration and frequency of your practice as you get more comfortable.
Okay.
The key is to find a rhythm that works for you
Right.
and that you can stick with.
So it's all about making it sustainable
Yes.
and finding a way to weave these practices into the fabric of your life.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the book offers some great tips for staying motivated,
Mm.
like tracking your progress and
Okay.
celebrating your successes along the way.
Uh-huh.
Even something as simple as marking off the days on a calendar
Yeah.
can help you stay on track and build momentum.
And speaking of staying on track,
Yeah.
the book mentions a 28-day guide.
It does.
Can you tell us more about that?
The 28-Day Guide is a fantastic resource
Okay.
for those who are just starting out with somatic exercises.
Hmm?
It provides a structured plan
Okay.
with daily exercises and tips
Gotcha.
for incorporating these practices into your life.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get a taste of
Okay.
the different types of somatic exercises
Yeah.
and find what works best for you.
That sounds like a great jumping off point.
It is.
I know for me, having a structured plan like that
Yeah.
really helps me stay motivated and accountable.
Mm-hmm.
What about the idea of
Yeah.
finding a somatic community?
Oh, that's a great point.
The book mentions that as well.
It does. Connecting with others
Okay.
who are interested in somatic exercises can be
Yeah.
incredibly supportive and enriching. It's
Yeah.
a chance to share experiences,
Mm-hmm.
learn from one another,
Yeah.
and stay inspired on your journey.
And I imagine that having that sense of community
Yeah,
can also help to keep you motivated and accountable.
absolutely.
It's always easier to stick with something
Yeah,
when you have others to share it with.
for sure. The book recommends checking out online forums
Okay.
and social media groups dedicated to somatic exercise.
Mhm.
You might even be able to find
Yeah.
classes or workshops in your local area.
That's a great tip. Okay, we've talked a lot about the
Yeah.
practical aspects of
Mhm.
creating a personalized somatic practice.
Right.
But I'm also curious about
Yeah.
the more subtle, perhaps even spiritual aspects of this work.
Okay.
The book mentions that somatic exercises
Mm-hmm.
can be a path to self-discovery
Yeah,
and a way to connect with your body on a deeper level.
definitely.
Can you speak to that?
That's one of the most beautiful aspects of somatic exercise.
Sure.
It's not just about fixing what's broken
Right.
or alleviating pain.
Mhm.
It's about cultivating a deeper awareness
Okay.
of your body and its innate wisdom.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this
Uh,
idea of somatic exercise as a path to self-discovery.
As you begin to pay attention to the subtle sensations in your body,
Yeah.
you start to notice
Mm-hmm.
patterns and habits you might not have been aware of before. You become more attuned to your body's signals,
Okay.
both physical and emotional.
Yeah.
And this can be incredibly empowering.
Oh, okay.
It allows you to make more conscious choices
All
about
right.
how you move through the world
Mm-hmm.
and how you respond to stress and challenges.
It sounds like it's about reclaiming that mind-body connection that so many of us have lost touch with in our
Right.
fast-paced, technology-driven world.
It is. Somatic exercises offer a way to
Yeah.
slow down, tune in, and reconnect
Okay.
with the wisdom of your body.
I love that imagery. It's about rediscovering that innate connection between our physical selves
Yeah.
and our inner experience.
And as you deepen your somatic practice,
Yeah.
you may find that it extends beyond
Okay.
the physical realm
Mm-hmm.
and into the emotional and spiritual realms as well.
That's fascinating. Can you give an example of
Yeah.
how that might play out?
Absolutely. So the book talks about the concept of grounding,
Okay.
which is essentially the feeling of being rooted
Okay.
and connected to the earth.
Yeah.
There are specific somatic exercises that can help you cultivate this
Mhm.
sense of grounding,
Okay.
such as standing with your feet firmly planted on the floor
Yeah.
and visualizing roots growing down from your feet into the earth.
Interesting.
This can be a really powerful way to feel
Mm-hmm.
more centered and stable,
Yeah.
both physically and emotionally.
I can see how that would be incredibly helpful for
Right.
someone who's feeling anxious or overwhelmed.
Totally. It's like creating a sense of stability from the ground up.
And another example is the
Yes.
concept of centering,
Mhm.
which is about finding your core strength
Yeah.
and stability from within.
Exact. Somatic exercises like the pelvic tilt, which we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
can help you tap into your core
Mm.
and cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience.
So it's not just about physical strength.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
about cultivating a sense of
Yeah.
inner strength and stability as well.
Absolutely. And this is where that mind-body connection
Yeah.
becomes so powerful.
Mm.
As you strengthen your body through somatic exercises,
Yeah.
you also strengthen your mind and spirit.
That's a beautiful way to think about it.
I think so too.
Okay, before we move on to part 3,
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on something
Sure.
that's been on my mind throughout this conversation.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about using somatic exercising
Mhm.
for stress reduction
Mhm. Yeah.
and improving mobility.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the book also delves into using these techniques for pain management.
It does.
I'm curious to hear more about that.
That's a great segue into our next section.
Okay.
Chronic pain is a huge issue,
It is.
and somatic exercises offer this unique
Yeah.
and often overlooked approach to finding relief.
Okay, let's dive into that next.
Let's do it.
So we've been talking about all the amazing ways that somatic exercises can help us feel better.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to learn more about how they can be used for pain management.
Mm-hmm.
Chronic pain is such a widespread issue, and I know a lot of our listeners are looking for
Yeah.
ways to find relief.
Absolutely. This is an area where somatic exercises can really make a difference.
Okay.
The book explains that chronic pain often involves this
Mhm.
really complex interplay
Okay.
of like physical tension, nervous system dysregulation,
Yeah.
and even emotional distress.
Let's say everything's connected.
It is. And somatic exercises offer a way to address all of these factors.
Hmm.
You know, they can help promote healing and restore balance.
That makes sense. I mean, we've been talking about it all episode, but
Yeah.
it seems like this holistic approach is really at the heart of
It is.
what makes somatic exercises so effective.
It's not just about treating the symptom.
Yeah.
It's about getting to the root of the problem.
And when it comes to pain management,
Yeah.
what are some of the key tools that somatic exercises offer?
Well, one of the most important tools is breathwork. We've already talked about the power of diaphragmatic breathing,
Mm-hmm.
but there are other breathing techniques that can be
Uh-huh.
especially helpful for pain relief.
I'd love to hear more about those.
Okay, so one technique that Dr. Griffin highlights is called box breathing.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have, but I've never actually tried it.
Oh, it's so simple,
Yeah.
but incredibly effective.
Yeah.
It's a great way to regulate your breath and calm your nervous system,
Gotcha.
which can be super helpful when you're dealing with pain.
Okay, so how does it work?
So it's all about creating this steady, rhythmic pattern of breathing.
Imagine you're tracing the sides of a square with your breath.
Okay.
So you inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, exhale slowly for a count of 4,
Okay.
and then hold your breath again for a count of 4.
I see.
You can adjust the count to whatever feels comfortable for you.
Gotcha.
The key is to maintain that steady rhythm
Yeah.
and really focus on the sensation of your breath
Yeah.
moving in and out of your body.
It sounds almost meditative.
It is very meditative.
I can see how that would help to shift your focus
Yeah.
away from the pain and create a sense of relaxation.
Exactly. And you can do it anywhere, anytime.
Oh, that's perfect.
The book also talks about using visualizations
Okay.
in conjunction with your breath work.
Interesting.
Like you might imagine breathing in calming energy and breathing out tension or pain.
I love that. It's like you're using your breath to almost like wash away the pain.
It's a great way to work with your mind and body together.
Yeah.
And speaking of calming the nervous system,
Yes.
we can't forget about the vagus nerve.
Of course not.
We talked earlier about how stimulating the vagus nerve
Right.
can promote relaxation and reduce stress, but it turns out it can also be helpful for pain management.
It can.
So besides diaphragmatic breathing,
Yeah.
are there any other techniques that
yeah.
specifically target the vagus nerve for pain relief?
Absolutely. So gentle humming or chanting
Oh, really?
can actually stimulate the vagus nerve.
Huh.
It's those vibrations
Yeah.
that travel through the tissues in your neck. They gently massage the vagus nerve
Wow.
and send signals to your brain
Interesting.
to relax and release those pain-relieving endorphins.
I would have never guessed that something as simple as humming
Right.
could have such a powerful effect on
Yes.
our bodies.
It really shows you how interconnected our physical and nervous systems are.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
The book also suggests gentle gargling with warm salt water as a way to stimulate the vagus nerve.
Okay.
It might sound a little strange,
Yeah.
but the act of gargling actually activates those muscles in the back of your throat,
Oh, okay.
which are connected to the vagus nerve.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
These are such simple but powerful techniques.
They are.
It's like we have this incredible healing potential within our own bodies.
We do. And one of the most empowering things about somatic exercises is that they give you tools to manage your pain
Right.
and improve your well-being without having to rely solely on
Yeah.
external interventions like medication.
It's about taking back control
Exactly.
and becoming an active participant in your healing journey.
That's a great way to put it. And that's something that Dr. Griffin really emphasizes throughout the book. She wants readers to see somatic exercises,
Okay.
not as a quick fix,
Right.
but as a lifelong practice
Yeah.
of self-discovery and empowerment.
So it's about cultivating a deeper awareness of your body and learning to work with it rather than against it.
Exactly. And as you continue to explore somatic exercises, you might find that it goes beyond just the physical and starts to impact your emotional and spiritual well-being too.
That's so cool. It's like this ripple effect.
It is. It's all connected.
Well, I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
I know I'm feeling really inspired to dive deeper into this world of somatic exercise and see what it's all about.
It's a fascinating journey.
And remember, everyone, this deep dive has just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore.
There is.
So we encourage you to keep learning, experimenting, and finding what works best for you.
Absolutely.
And here's a final thought to leave you with.
Okay.
The book talks about all these incredible stories of people
Yeah.
whose lives were transformed by these practices.
It's true.
So what could your somatic success story look like?
That's a great question for everyone to consider.
Thank you all so much for joining us on this deep dive into somatic exercises.
It's been a pleasure.